All right, Principles of Business and Finance. This is the PowerPoint slides for March 20th, which is today. We're only looking at two slides today, slides 16 and 17, and they focus on supply and demand, which is great because you're seeing it in your grocery stores and Walmart and various locations. So these two slides will be real quick and easy to do. You should be completed the purple section of notes for these two slides. So demand is, of course, what we want at any given price at any particular time. So at this point in time, we're looking at toilet tissue, paper towels, hand soap, hand sanitizer, cleaning supplies, things of that effect. So the law of demand is just pretty much that principle that states the quantity of a good or service that people will buy varies inversely to the price of the good or the product. So since somebody wants it right now, we're going to buy it. Whether some of us may have qualms about the price going up to a certain degree, but if we really need it, we're going to buy it. That's just the law of the demand. Of course, the supply is how much the sellers, such as Walmart and Food Line and Piggly Wiggly and stuff like that, are willing to offer to sell us at a specific price over a given time. So the law of supply simply states that the quantity or the amount of a good or service that will be offered for sale varies in direct relation to its price. So they're going to sell more of something if it's cheaper. They might not sell as much of it if it's higher. So it just depends on, of course, when we want it and how we want it and how much we're willing to buy. So then the law of supply and demand goes and states that the supply of a good or service will increase when demand is great and it will decrease when demand is low. So that's just common sense stuff. Everybody wants gas now that it's $1.89 or 87 cents. If it keeps dropping, everybody's going to want gas. We ain't got nowhere to go right now, but that's the law of supply and demand on that one. When gas shoots back up to about $3 a gallon, then we're not going to want gas that much because we're going to try to preserve as much as we have to keep from spending that much money. Okay, so some of these terms you really won't deal too much with except on quiz questions. So a buyer's, yes, the bell still rings. Buyer's markets means it is the best time for us as a consumer to buy. So that means there is a very large supply of something, a very large demand, and the price, a small demand of it, and the price is very low. So a buyer's market is the best time for us to buy because there's so much of it and the price is low, so we're just going to buy. Seller's market is the opposite. When there is a large demand for something, there is a small supply of it and the prices are a little bit high. So this is kind of what we're in right now because there is a high demand for toilet tissue, paper towel, Clorox, hand sanitizer, hand soap, that type of thing. There's a very limited quantity of it and the prices have yet to jack up because they stopped price gouging. But again, this is what you're looking at for the prices. We look at things such as elasticity. This is just how much the price is going to affect depending on demand and supply. So if demand is low for something, then they may decrease the price to make sure that it gets sold. If demand is high, they're going to increase the price so they make a little bit of money. Elastic demand means just that. So think of a rubber band. Elastic demand is going to stretch and change according to how much the demand is. Inelastic demand means it's not going to change. It doesn't matter what the price of the product is. It doesn't matter what the demand is. The price is not going to change. It's going to be a set price. It's not going to change at all. So the conditions that are required for demand to exist are, of course, the desire for the good or service, which means we have to want it. The buying power for us, we have to have the money to buy it. And then we have to be willing to give up some of that buying power. So that means we got to be willing to spend some money to get it. So that's the thing with supply and demand. Close this out. So real quick before I get to the assignment, you guys had vocabulary that went with us today. So Quizlet, definitely do some of your matching with that. Kind of sucks that we can't be in the class playing it together, but do your matching with the Quizlet. Great video with Crash Course Economics that kind of breaks down supply and demand a little bit more. Definitely watch it if you have a minute. And then there is an exit ticket for today. The consumer questionnaire is very straightforward, and it may not look like this in your screen because Google Classroom does do it a little bit. Google Docs does look a little bit weird, but this is yes or no, or you don't use this product. It's not any right or wrong answers. So this is asking, would you buy this particular product if the price suddenly doubled? Would you buy the loaf of bread if it went from $1.50 a loaf to $3, a gallon of milk, the newspaper, that type of thing. So you're checking yes or no there. So you can do the little X mark. You can do, if you want to be real fancy with it, and I'm on Microsoft Word, so that's not going to be helpful to you guys. Whatever you want to use to do that, you're just checking it off here and then answering some of the questions. So technically you guys should be in 4th block now. You're answering some of the questions in reference to what you just did and about the supply and demand. So that was the assignments for today. If you guys got any questions or concerns, again, feel free to reach out to me and Mr. Moore. You have the instructional video, so as soon as I finish this one, it will be uploaded here. You have today's quiz code, which posted in the classroom here. And then also for my class and for also Mr. Moore's class, if you want to reach out to us. My class, you have the Remind app here, and my email. Mr. Moore's class and my class, you have our Google Voice number. For Mr. Moore's class, you have his email and also his Remind link to join. If you guys did not get a chance to come out the past 2 days and get an informational packet for while you're out, the building is going to be open next week. No teachers are going to be on campus, but the building will be open for you guys to go in the cafeteria and get packets. All of CTE stuff, which is myself, Mr. Moore, Mr. Williams, Ms. Yarborough, Mr. Fennell, and Mr. Gatlin and Ms. Joel. All our information is on one table, and it tells you what class is which, and Coach A, excuse me. So if you guys need to get a packet, then if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us during this time. We hope to see you guys back on the 31st. We do not know as of right now. We're kind of in a wait and see situation just like everyone else. But if you guys need us throughout this time, definitely feel free to call us or text us or email us. I will be checking in with my students next week just to see how things are going and if you guys need any help. Other than that, you guys be good, and I will see you when we get back.